Hello, friends, and welcome to my today's lecture. That is a note on Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf, original name in full was Adeline Virginia Stephen. She was born on January 25, 1882, in London, England, and died on March 28, 1941, near Rodmell in Sussex. Virginia Woolf was an English writer. Through her non-linear approaches to narrative, she exerted a major influence on the genre. She was considered as one of the most important modernist 20th century authors and also a pioneer in the use of the stream of consciousness as a narrative device. Now, while she is best known for her novels, Mrs. Dalloway, which was published in 1925, and To the Lighthouse, which was published in 1927, Woolf also wrote pioneering essays on artistic theory, literary history, women's writing, and the politics of power. A fine stylist, she experimented with several forms of the biographical writing, composed painterly short fictions, and she is sent to her friends and family a lifetime of brilliant letters. Now, before we move forward, it would be better to talk about a little, in brief, about her early life and the influences that she had on her. Now, when we see her upbringing, or rather, when she was born, we find that Woolf was born into an affluent household in South Kensington, London, as a seventh child in the blended family of 8, which included modernist painter Vanessa Bell. Now, she was a child of ideal Victorian parents. Her father, Leslie Stephen, was an eminent literary figure and the first editor from 1882 to 1891 of the Dictionary of National Biography. Her mother, Julia Prinsep Jackson, she possessed great beauty and a reputation for saintly self-sacrifice. She also had prominent social and artistic connections, which included Julia Margaret Cameron, her aunt, and one of the greatest portrait photographers of the 19th century. Now, Virginia Woolf, had a very big family. She had 7 brothers and sisters, and among them, she even had 2 half-brothers and 2 half-sisters. Now, while the boys in her family, they received college education, the girls were schooled at home in English classics and Victorian literature. She was jealous of her younger brother, Adrian, for being her mother's favorite. Now, when she was 9 years old, her intelligence acted as a genius behind the family newspaper, the Hyde Park Gate News, that often teased Vanessa, who was her elder sister, and Adrian. Vanessa mothered the others, brothers and sisters, but sometimes rivalry developed between Virginia's art of writing and Vanessa's art of painting. Now, in summers, her family used to migrate from the London townhouse near Kensington Gardens to Talent House on the Cornwall coast. This had an important influence on Virginia Woolf. This annual relocation structured her childhood world in terms of the opposites: city and country, winter and summer, repression and freedom, fragmentation and wholeness. But her neatly divided, predictable world ended when she lost her mother in 1895. She was just 13-year-old and her mother was 49. She stopped writing amusing accounts of her family. It was then, nearly a year later, that she wrote a cheerful letter to her brother Toby. And in 1897, when her half-sister and mother figure to her, Stella, died, she had a first mental breakdown, and a second mental breakdown came in 1904 when she lost her father. More about Virginia Woolf I'll be discussing in another lecture of mine. Till then, goodbye and thank you, friends.